All right, what's going on, everybody? We're in Indianapolis, Indiana now. Old National Center, backstage of the Egyptian Room. I got Mark Tremonti from Tremonti.
What up?
What's going on, man?
Just doing it. Just getting ready for the show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for taking time today. I appreciate it. I know you got a pretty busy schedule, so.
Thank you.
Definitely, man. Thank you. We're getting ready for the release of the new album. Cauterize comes out June 9th. I had a chance to listen to it about 15 times today.
Nice. Yeah, awesome.
Had it playing in the background at work. So,
awesome, man.
Killer album. Great follow-up to All I Was, man.
Thank you very much. We're very happy with the way it turned out.
Awesome. What does it mean to finally get this record out and to actually have a follow-up to the debut?
Yeah, we, you know, we've been sitting on it since it's just been mastered since the new year. So we've kind of been, the most exciting time is when you finish a record and that period in between when you finished and the fans get to hear it. You get to kind of anticipate how people are going to react to it, but it's been way too long. You know, I've already heard the album too much. I'm ready to get it out there. But we also have a follow-up album that's mastered as well to a companion album to this one called Dust.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. When you originally recorded and wrote All I Was, did you plan on doing follow-up records and having maybe a long-term solo career that spanned more than one album?
Yeah, I mean, when we first did the first album, I just, as a songwriter, I wanted to just get my song ideas taped. You know, I just wanted to, even if it was just for myself, because every time I would do an album, so many parts would just be left on the table, and a lot of the same riffs that I play for the guys over and over and over again. I'd be like, I love this one, come on, and it just would never stick. Some of them, you know, like the riff to the title track, All I Was, the riff to our first single, You Waste Your Time, Wish You Well. You know, a bunch of the main songs off the first record were stuff that I beat the guys over the head with time and time again, and it just never flew. So it's a good way for me to get those ideas out, the solo project.
I feel like each project you do is considerably heavier than the last. I mean, Alter Bridge is heavier than Creed. Tremonti is heavier than Alter Bridge.
Yeah.
I know you talked about it just a minute ago, but was that one reason that you wanted to do a solo act, because you wanted to do something maybe a little bit heavier than you've done in the past?
I definitely wanted that to be a portion of what we did, was to get that side out of me, that the speed metal kid in me always wanted to be in a metal band, you know, but I also have a side of me that loves melodic soft rock, you know, like 70s soft rock.
Yeah.
Rod Stewart, you know, stuff along the lines of that, or Journey, or Jerry Rafferty, or I always say the same bands, but I'm kind of trying to mix those two worlds, have a Slayer and Rod Stewart marriage, you know.
Nice. Is that hard to do?
It's hard to do, you know. It was hard to do. I think it was. It's hard to make something hard and riff, you know, have the riffs be exciting and then have a melody suit it, you know. And I think I've just gotten more used to doing that. That's my main goal, is to have something to be exciting and heavy, but not lose the melodic content.
Right. You spent so many years in your career being, you know, lead guitarist and being off to the side, pretty much having that one side of the stage, that one side of the crowd to work and everything. Now you're up front. You got the entire crowd.
Yeah.
How much of a challenge was that when you first started touring as a solo artist?
I think the challenge was more in my anticipating it, you know, thinking about how am I going to do this, how am I going to be this front man, and once I started doing it, I think it's almost easier to be that person than it is to be that guitar player, because it's when you're just the guitar player on stage, you're kind of, you know, you're entertaining when you're doing your solos and stuff, but in the meantime you're having to do things to entertain the crowd. That's just rocking out as a guitar player. But when you're singing and playing guitar, you've always got a role. You're always got something to do at that given moment. So it's I never felt strange about being, because I'm used to being on stage. I'm used to being behind a microphone. I'm used to having that guitar on. My biggest worry was getting in front of that drum set and being in the center, and how am I going to work out my rig? How am I going to hear my guitars and my vocals? And in this band, it's so much easier. I don't worry about my sound half as much as I do when I'm just focused on just the guitar. As long as I can hear my vocals a bit, my guitars a little bit, I'm fine.
Did you have to talk to maybe Miles or Scott? I mean, I know that, with Creed and Alter Bridge, you got two very, very strong vocalists. Did you talk to either of them about maybe how they go about things, being the front man?
No, you know, it's I have to do my own thing, you know. I think my voice is so different from both of theirs. But, you know, I've been writing melodies since I was a little kid, you know, so it's good to just get up there and sing. But as far as the frontman thing, if I started copying what those guys are doing, it would be strange. So I try to do my own thing. I'll watch what other guys do, and if it's a subtle thing, I'll try and pick it up and throw it into our set. But it's just got to happen naturally. The more experience you get as a frontman, the more it gets easy. I mean, when I first was doing it, I was very awkward, and then after months go by, you get a little more confident, and now I feel pretty good about it.
Okay. One thing that I wanted to talk about is being in other bands like Alter Bridge Creed. Everybody in the band kind of has a share in the songwriting. With Tremonti, is that kind of the same case with the rest of the band, or do you kind of write the majority of the music going into the record? What is that process like for Tremonti?
Well, in Alter Bridge, me and Miles write all the music, and then we get with Scott and Brian and work out the arrangements.
Okay.
Because me and Miles will write songs, and we might think they're the greatest thing in the world, but as soon as you have a band play it, sometimes things don't work. So we got to bring those guys in and make it work. With Creed, it was different. I had to bring all the ideas to the table, and then Scott would come in and I'd sing whatever melodies I have, and then he would write the majority of the lyrics. And then with Tremonti, I bring in all the ideas, and first I'll sit down with Eric, play him all my favorite ideas, and see what his take is on them and what he likes. Because I might love something, but I want the reassurance that somebody else likes it as much as I do, you know? So I'll play all the ideas, and the ones that he says he likes, I'll put a little note next to it. Then I'll sit down with Garrett, do the same thing, and then when I see that I like an idea, he likes an idea, he likes an idea, I get, that's the ones that we put on the table first. So I'll get together in that way, and I'll kind of organize my ideas by myself, and then I'll say, all right guys, let's try this today. Let's try and marry this chorus to this verse, and we'll all play, and we'll work out the transitions and the arrangements, and it's impossible to do that by yourself.
Right. Right. So let's talk about the upcoming record. Let's talk about Dust a little bit, because I saw an interview that you did not too long where you said that Dust is not B-sides from Cauterize at all.
No.
Was it one of those things where you got done writing Cauterize, you had so much music, it was just so much strong stuff left over that you might as well just do another record? Or was it one of those things where you maybe thought about doing a double album or anything like that? Or
I didn't want to do a double album. I just wanted to record as much material as I possibly could, because I look at my hard drive and I've got so many ideas that I know will never get used. Even now, I feel like I go back in the studio and record 2 records and still have stuff left over. Because I've been writing since I was an 11-year-old kid, and I never throw any ideas out. I constantly arrange and organize them and keep them, because you never know when something's going to happen. One of my favorite songs off the first record was written when I was in 7th grade.
Wow.
Most of it was written, then I fancied it up with what I've learned over the years. But I keep all my ideas, so I just don't want to be some angry old man that's like, I had 16 damn records written and I never got any of them out because I didn't have the outlets. That's why I love this outlet, and that's why when I got the opportunity, I'm going to record as much as I can.
Nice. Rock on the Range is coming up this weekend. You were there last year with Alter Bridge, and you've been there a couple times, but I think this is the first time you've been there with Tremonti.
Yeah.
Playing the Ernie Ball stage earlier in the day. What's it going to be like? Because we've all been there at Rock on the Range. It's obviously the biggest crowd in the country.
Yeah.
Being able to play these songs in front of that many people this soon before the record comes out. What's that going to be like for you, being in that kind of an atmosphere?
It's just another great day at the office, we go up there and we do our best to put on the best show possible. I don't let myself get too nervous about it. We just go up there and do the best job we can. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is we're going on after Baby Metal. And I heard that's just a huge spectacle, and I don't like going on after a spectacle. I'd rather go on before Baby Metal and then let the spectacle happen after us.
I haven't had a chance to listen to a whole lot of their stuff, but it's definitely interesting.
Yeah. So we're in between Baby Metal and In Flames, and I love In Flames.
It's gonna be a good spot.
We've been partnered up with In Flames on a lot of these festivals where we'll play, and then In Flames will play. So
nice. So how's this tour going? You're on the road with Seether right now, man. How's this tour going in this leg right now?
It's going great, man. It was, when our agent had first put the idea on the table, we. Let's see how it goes. Seether's music is different than ours. It's more moody and atmospheric, and our stuff is more speed metal oriented. So I was just worried. I was like, I hope the crowd we'll mix, you know, and it's been a great turnout. I mean, it's you know, we get a lot of support with these crowds, and it's been, I think it was a great idea to put this together, and that that see their guys are nice as can be, and we're loving it.
Nice. So what's next after this tour, after the festival season? I know from like now to like July is just festival nonstop. More touring with Tremonti, maybe some Alter Bridge stuff coming up later this year?
In July, we go back on tour in the States for a short run. We get over to Texas and come back, maybe do Atlanta and some of the Panhandle shows. And then we'll be taking August off and the first half of September off, and then we'll go back out on tour, probably doing a hardline, or hard drive, I'm sorry, tour. That hasn't been announced yet, but we'll do some sort of tour in second half of September, beginning of October here in the States. We haven't made it out to Seattle and LA and Phoenix and Vegas, and we'll hit all those markets, and then double back to everything we haven't hit over here on the East Coast. But then we'll head back over to Europe and do a big European tour, and we'll hope to get some offers for Australia and South America along the way.
Nice. Yeah, well, Mark, thank you for taking time to talk to me today. Looking forward to seeing the show.
Absolutely.
Saw you with Alter Bridge a couple times. Looking forward to seeing Tremonti now.
Awesome.
So it's gonna be awesome.
Thank you.
And man, new album kicks ass, dude.
Thanks, man. I
I'm loving it.
Appreciate it.
So, man, thanks for taking time, man.
Thank you.